Morning, back at the workshop, and once again I've done a load of stuff without filming it just because I wanted to get on with it. But for today I'm basically going to take you through my whole day, which if we're lucky might even be finishing the Merc. I can't promise that yet, but maybe. But I'm going to show you everything I've just done to the Merc and just not filmed it, and then we'll go from there through the rest of the day. So, engine bay pretty much done. I need to plug in the wiring loom, do the fuel filter, because the fuel line's done. Then I realised there's no fuel filter, so probably going to fit that. That's a 330D one, but maybe that, maybe not, something. But one of the main things, you might not, well, it depends if you've ever seen one of these cars, but as standard, these Mercs, most of these Mercs have got all the ECUs and the wiring here. It's covered up, so you don't normally see it, but this is just ECUs up to there, the engine, the ABS, the traction control, all this crap, all here, and all the looms. It's like a jungle, but it's not here anymore, and the reason is I didn't realise, maybe Mercedes knew what I was going to do with the turbo, maybe they was psychic, but it's in the car and it goes in the car just fine. It's not neat, but it goes in there. I'll show you that in a minute. Things I've started again is the breather system. It's got two from this head, one from this head, and they're all going to go to a catch tank. I'm going to see if I've got a catch tank up in my collection of bits and bobs upstairs. I'm not sure, so we're going to check. I can't remember if this was in the last video or not, so I'm going to show you anyway. But the whole exhaust is on, turbos, manifolds back, all wrapped. The lambda sensors are in as well, so that's all good. You see the screamers poking out there as well. Wiring for the fuel tank is all done. I will go to the back. The entire exhaust is now wrapped, pretty much to the tailpipe. I have started the, well, mostly finished to be fair, the methanol injection wiring. Starts off at this relay and it's a general loom. The battery is still going to be there. This all needs tidying up still, but that can wait because this depends where things go because of when I plug the battery back in. Let's go to the inside. This is where we are on the inside. Main thing, my sensor is plugged in and wired in. Basically this is all done. As you can see, it's all wrapped all the way back. The only things I haven't wrapped is the end tanks of these, because realistically the only way to wrap it would be round and round that way, and that'd make a whole lot of wrap for not much gain, so I'm not bothered with that. This is the methanol activation via boost. It's an adjustable knob, which makes it a lot easier to do. I've mounted it there to be in-car adjustable as I tune it, same as the boost controller. There is this, which is basically what most people call a fuel cut defender, which is a thing which gets rid of fuel cut when, you know, basically stops the MAF hitting 5 volts, which is what makes it hit fuel cut on these. And it's adjustable, so you can set it to what you need to. It's exactly what we did on the E55, but we did it on the E55 turbo just with a load of resistors. Using an actual fuel cut defender made for it is a lot nicer way of doing it. It's a lot easier to adjust, so that's the game plan with that one. But yeah, this jungle of wires is all the stuff it used to be under the bonnet, and now it's through here and in a much nicer place inside the car. It might look a mess, but that is all secure. That's the engine ECU, which at the moment is there. Again, it's completely secure, but it's not particularly pretty, but it's not really possible to be. That is the onboard diagnostics port, which again is normally under the bonnet, and it's much more handy for me to be in the car, as you'd expect. I probably won't tidy this anymore, not until at least I've got everything working properly, because obviously there's going to be a lot more chances of me having to mess with this. But for now it's all secure, so it's fine where it is. This is the MAF wiring, because obviously as standard the MAF is right on the inlet manifold, and weirdly, well luckily, again maybe Mercedes knew what I was going to do. They used a bit of Mystic Meg Psychic Powers, but the MAF wiring I didn't have to extend at all. All I had to do was separate it from the rest of the loom, but I still had to splice into nearly all of them to fit the fuel cut defender, which is that wire. But either way, it's all done, and it was far easier than I thought, which is good because I bloody hate wiring. I'm a bit scared of it. I've never had a problem with it, so I'm clearly not that bad at it. I've never like set my car on fire, but I'm always worried I will. But it's done, so you know. So yeah, today on this car I've just got a fairly small amount of wiring to do. The fuel filter and a catch tank, and it needs some fluids, and it's pretty much done. Also, I want to do a couple of things to the transmission. I may or may not do that today, but there's a few mods I want to do to the transmission before it's sort of good to go. That might not be bothered with today, but we will see. You can pretty much follow my day and we'll see what's going on. Thomas is here doing the camper van. Do you ever see the camper van on 11-inch wide gram lights? 295 3018s on, yeah, proper genuine raised gram lights. As you can tell, they don't quite fit yet, but decided because of the newfound performance this thing's about to have, because this new engine, it needs some wider arches and bigger tyres. So the customer's more than happy. He wants some sort of Audi Quattro style boxy sort of arches. So it might not be this wide going on it, but as you can see, even this wide only needs a couple inches for 295s. Good times. So what's going on with this now then, Thomas? You're drinking your
cup of tea.
Giant cup of tea.
Small cup of tea.
So what's going on with it now? You're nearly there, aren't you? So.
Yeah, we're almost there. I've done the water system, cooling system yesterday, nearly finished. Expansion tank has to be done. I'll show you actually. There's the light. It was a bit of pain in the ass to make this pipe, aluminium one, because it has to go from this side of the engine, from the thermostat side,
yeah,
which is there, all around here, inside the sump, because obviously we've got the space. Down here, under the CV joint, flange, bolted to the gearbox, so there's no movement. And then obviously it has to come off from there.
Yeah, that is, look at that, the closeness.
Yeah, this is like you can move the whole engine, you can leave the whole engine from this. Yeah. This is 3 mil thick alley, or this section here, yeah. And it's bolted straight to the gearbox with the bolts. When usually the all-wheel drive system from the Volkswagen comes, this is the mounting point. So right. You can actually jack it from here. Look, yeah. There's no movement. So this is impossible to destroy nearly.
That's
and
good.
And then it has to come off. That's from the thermostat, and this is from the top of the engine. Which then you can see there's 2 pipes over here. One here. That one there is connected with the wire piece on the top of the head, and that's self-bleeding system for the Volkswagen, which is really great because if you love the expansion tank and they self-bleed, which is really, really good. Something that BMW never thought about it, yeah. Because they pay us to bleed. But this one is really great. And then, yeah, we're nearly there. Finishing this electrics.
Yeah.
Bit of a mess. And then we're gonna put the radiator, fill up everything with the coolant. Same with the charge cooler, fill everything up. And yeah.
Good to go.
We're nearly ready for the dyno, which we may go together.
Yeah, yeah, hopefully, depending on timing. We might just have a bit of a bloody dyno extravaganza, because obviously this needs tuning. I'm very, very interested to see what numbers the stupid Merc's going to make, and also I've got loads of things on the Volvo obviously we've changed the valve springs, but there's also some other changes I've made which I've not mentioned yet on the video because, well, basically I can't. Nothing really to show you. I need to show you once it's working. So for that I really need to put a new gearbox in it with a working third gear. And yeah, once that's done, then there's 3 vehicles that all need some dyno action. And obviously you lot love that, so can't really go wrong. But for now, let's go upstairs in my junk pile and see if I've got a catch tank we can use for this. RAF aeroplane parts, a supercharger of mine. There's a second supercharger of mine somewhere. There's 2 superchargers, manifolds, turbo. That's a Garrett GT35, which will probably end up on the Volvo sooner rather than later. Oh yeah, both my superchargers, little and large, I didn't see that. Big one, baby one. Both I've got ideas for. Whether I end up doing those ideas, I couldn't tell you. 2 different Volvo inlet manifolds, factory ones. That's the standard one, which is very equal flowing, but it's not the best flowing. This one is an early mechanical injection one, so there's no injector port bosses on here, so I'd have to get it modified to run on EFI. But despite looking like a very basic box plenum, A, it flows a lot more, and B, it's meant to be incredibly equal flowing. Must be by complete accident, like Volvo accidentally did that, because there's no way that has been designed to be equal flowing. But testing has proved it is, so I'm probably going to ask Thomas nicely if he can add injector ports to this, and I'll run that on the Volvo at some point too, but that's for another day. That's the original spoiler off the Volvo. It's a Mark 1 MR2, and this is a bloody kayak. Anyway, let's look for a catch tank. I've probably got one somewhere. What we got? Vacuum pumps, idle control valves. Oh, what's this? No, that's not a catch tank, is it? That's a... I don't know. Fuel swirl pot, maybe? Don't even recognise it. I reckon that's a fuel swirl pot. What's this? That's a coolant overflow from my Subaru, the rear-wheel drive one, which you probably would have seen in previous videos. I swear there's a oil catch tank up here somewhere. Spare boost controller. I'll put that somewhere safe. A socket. What it's used for. What we got up here? Wires. Coils. Good view from up here. I don't think I have got a catch tank. I thought I had one, but maybe not. You know what? I reckon maybe I either donated that catch tank to somebody else to use, or I've lost it. Because I cannot see it anywhere. I thought it was like there. I reckon it rings a bell that I gave it to somebody to use on something else. I don't remember what. You know what? I reckon... I think I fitted that catch tank to Mark's RX-7 instead. Balls. So, I haven't got a catch tank. Bollocks. I just realised I used a bloody catch tank on Mark's RX-7 a few months ago when he come down. Oh. Typical. I knew I had it somewhere, but no.
Right.
I found a swirl pot, I found a fucking overflow pipe, but not the catch tank.
We're gonna make one.
Make one?
Why not?
Is it easy, is it?
Oh, definitely easy. Actually, I think this is gonna be a great topic because we have a Mishimoto great one. What do you think about this one? Because I think they're pretty rubbish.
They are, that is a bit Chinesey crap. It's quite small inlets and outlets as well. I mean,
how do you expect the engine to breathe from one of these ports? Because
exactly.
obviously one is inlet, one is outlet.
Oh yeah, of course, it's not even a 3-port. Yeah, this is what I've mentioned it on Stav-Tech, not on a video, I don't think, but I've mentioned it before on Thomas's good point. 2 outlet, that's 1 inlet, 1 outlet. Look how small that is. Even like a 1 litre engine has got a bigger breather outlet than that. And how you meant to do any powerful engine? I mean, look at the 3 breathers on this car. Quickly show you. I've got 1, 2, and a big one. And these are quite small breathers. You look at something like RB or something, you know, a JZ, they've got bigger inlets and outlets than this. And yeah, this has got that one, and a big one. And I think this is quite poor for breathing, personally. And this, which is some carbon look Mishimoto thing people love for, well, they love it because they think the brand's good and they think it's great, is actually terribly restrictive. Look, one is smaller than even one of these. So unless you're gonna have like 4 catch tanks kicking around, this ain't up to much.
No,
so
this is, I'm not even gonna use this on the 1.9 TDI.
No.
This is like, no.
No,
It's
it's
rubbish.
not
Obviously
enough.
it sells because it's shiny, it's carbon fiber, you know. They think this through because obviously you have the drain plug, you have this level so you can check how much oil you got there, so you don't have to unbolt it and check how much is there, you can actually monitor it, but this is completely missing the point. This is actually restrictive.
Very restrictive.
You can actually do a damage when mounting one of
Yeah.
these.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless it's a moped engine.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's probably okay for like a moped, but anything else is going to have so much crankcase pressure with that, it's not good for it at all.
Plus, it's so simple to make a catch tank, I think we could just gonna make one today.
Yeah.
I'll tell you where this comes from. Do you remember that BMW Z3 we had?
Yeah.
3-litre turbo engine.
Yeah.
This is that really good tuner to put one of these on it.
Oh my god.
3-litre turbo engine. This was the catch tank he put on.
That's not good enough for a 3-litre NA engine.
No. It's like, why? Then it makes you feel like people have no clue what they're doing.
Yeah.
Just buying parts on eBay, what the eBay advert says, this is great for 1,000 brake horsepower.
And that was a tuner did that.
Yeah, tuner actually put one of these.
And a tuner who they trusted to make a turbo conversion did that. It's like, what the hell?
So the customer's like, once you understand what this is for, he's like, you know what? You can keep it, you can use it for something else. I said, well, I'm not going to use it because I don't work on the mopeds.
Yeah.
So, but it's a great example to show to people, you know, why they should. So just don't spend your money on something like that. Because
no, it's just not. But people see shiny and they see carbon and they see a brand that they recognise.
There's a brand on there, so it must be good, right?
Yeah. Don't work like that, does it,
No,
unfortunately?
Unfortunately not. But
you don't get what you pay for in this game, no matter what the saying says. No chance.
No. You work out how big you want it, how many inlets, how many outlets.
Yeah.
And we're gonna make one.
All right. Cool.
What is it gonna take? Now 1 hour and a half to make one, probably.
Basically, a pot and some fittings.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's do it.
Good.
Right, doing a bit of mocking up of the oil catch tank setup and the fuel filter, and to be honest, it's much easier than I expected. First up is the fuel lines. This is normal 5/16 fuel injection hose, and these are actually the standard Mercedes fittings. As standard, these aren't like normal connections. There's no Jubilee clips or anything on these. They're like, it's like a fitted line as standards. You know, it's literally compression fit, no clamps, nothing. They're never meant to be removed. But as Thomas pointed out to me the other week, and this never occurred to me before, but all of these lines are push fit underneath. So you can nearly always, you can cut off the original hose, whether it's metal or rubber. This one was, it was rubber actually, very unflexible, but it's rubber. And they've nearly always got normal barb push fits on them. So that's exactly what I've done, which made me have 2 perfect barb outlets without having to spend any money, you know, because it come with them. And a lot of times people just throw them away because, oh, that hose ain't no good. Underneath it probably is. But anyway, enough rambling. So now, this is the from the fuel pump. It's going to go round, and I'm going to mount the fuel filter roughly there. So it's just going to go round and then loop back around and into the fuel rail. I'll probably shorten the hoses soon. This is literally, you know, as a mock-up, but as soon as I've got the filter in place. And the good thing about filters really is, as much as you could use a fancy mount if you wanted to, there's no vibration, there's no movement, there's no stress with these. They weigh nothing. So some strong cable ties are perfectly fine. I've used it for years on everything. You don't need a fancy bracket. So I'm literally going to drill like 4 holes and put 2 strong cable ties, one either end, and mount it approximately there. Going on to the catch tank again. This is proving quite easy so far. It's 3/8 fuel injection hose, which obviously is fuel and oil resistant. One from each bank, plus the big one, which will be there. And they're all going to go to where there previously wasn't any room, which is where the ECUs used to be. And Thomas has found this large offcut of pipe, which is, as well as being a proper bit of kit, fits very nicely in the original place where the ECUs used to be. Obviously it needs a bit of Thomas fabrication and welding magic to turn this into a catch tank, but as the base, that's ideal. And best of all, it's big. I don't know the exact capacity of that, but I would guess that's somewhere between 1.5 and 2 litres. In all honesty, I'm sort of working this out by thinking of like drinking tramp cider as a kid over the park, and that's roughly the size of a about 1.5 litre bottle of White Lightning or something. So yeah, I reckon that's about 1.5 litre catch tank, which is plenty. I mean, that Mishimoto one that we've shown you earlier in the video, that's probably about 500 ml maximum. It's very small, whereas this is going to be a good 3 times that capacity, so much more like it. And also, unlike that one, it's going to have ports that are a good size, like this. This is 1/2 inch and 2 of them are 3/8, so plenty. Right, you missed all of 30 seconds of action then, if you can call fitting a fuel filter action. But yeah, the camera died. Either way, it's in. Like I said, drilled the 4 holes, cable tie through it, rock solid. That's the fuel line done, I'd say. But yeah, perfect like that, isn't it? It fucking ain't going nowhere.
Oh.
So, worked quite neatly, to be honest.
Good enough?
Yeah, definitely.
Zip ties with the race car.
Yeah, man. It's coil pack time. As you've seen from previous video, these engines are twin plugs, so 16 plugs for 8 cylinders, and that means 8 double coil packs, so 16 little coils. Like an LS, they sit on the valve cover and they're just held on with 1 bolt each, so pretty simple. So I'm gonna whack them on there.
They're supposed to be in a scrap and much better than the Mishimoto ones. So what we got, 3 inlets, different sizes. This is 12mm size. These are 10mm sizes. All 3 in, yeah? So let's see, this is gonna be here, and roughly is the right height, because the bonnet is closing here, so we've got plenty of space. Like 1, 2, 3, yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe 1 here, second one here, and the third one here. So you're not spread too much, they go in the same direction.
Yeah.
And then outlets, maybe 1 here and 1 here. The outlet is gonna make them bigger, so in the future you can only put the air filters, you can put them on, so nice and spread it. So this is in, and this is out. Shall we do it?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So the bottom is gonna be nice and flat, nothing to it. So what we're gonna do is just mark it around. Something this may actually.
Oh, you can do both on that then?
Yeah, both from this one.
See,
yeah.
that's efficiency right there.
There you go. So that's what we're gonna do. But this side should use something better, but who cares? Let's make it just this way. It doesn't have to be accurate. Make it that way. Hole here, hole there. For the zip ties.
Ah. You needed to hold it on, I didn't think of that, yeah.
Exactly, so...
Saves welding extra bits on for them.
Exactly. And once we get the zip ties on, it looks like a race car. Guillotine. Small but good.
And it was rubbish.
You can hear this kind of stories quite often.
Yeah, yeah.
In motorsport.
Yeah.
You see what people don't actually realize motorsport, how bad could be.
Yeah.
The industry.
And it's why so many people, they get stung and leave. You know, they don't want anything to do with modified cars ever again.
And it's because of this kind of, let's call them tuners. Obviously they scare people off. Now for example, you got a customer who obviously you scared off, ripped off, whatever. His friend is gonna say, you know what, I want to build a race car, truck car, drift car. He'll be like, don't bother.
No, don't fuck that. Yeah,
it's just, you know, he's gonna tell him his story, he's gonna put this guy off.
Yeah.
So we're all gonna lose.
Yeah.
So in the long shot, we all losing, not just this one company.
Totally.
So
it's crazy.
It's very stupid. Very stupid. So
you know what? I never thought of using that thing to make nicely shaped brackets. I've ended up cutting them myself, and I was thinking, hang on. See, I'm learning something new every day. It's so obvious. That thing's right there.
This one you can cut steel, thin steel sheets.
Yeah.
I used to cut. You can even cut the titanium. If I had some. No, I don't. I only got pipes from the scrap.
Yeah. The brackets I had to make for the Merc, I cut with a fucking angle grinder. I should have used that. Dickhead. See, we're all learning something.
But you know why? Because this is in the middle of my scrap.
I just didn't.
So you don't even notice, it's like camouflage.
Yeah, I'm often using that when I'm like using that or whatever, and just didn't even think, oh, I should use that. Now I know.
Camouflage.
See, everyone's learning now. So.
Alright, so we got the lids. Now let's have a look on the pipes on the inlets, because we know this is the outlet. We're going to use the pipes you have because they're nice and big. We don't want them to be restrictive at all. These two of them, the 10mm, one is 12mm, but that's internals. And we don't have any fittings, we have to make them. So we have to see what we can make them of. And I think I know that I have the bar. Let's go over there. And this should be, if I'm not wrong, 22mm. So tell you something.
Oh, it's solid bar. I see what you mean. Ah.
So today you're gonna be fabricating this. Give me a hand. All you have to do is drill the holes.
Yeah.
22mm holes, 3 22mm holes, and 2 holes on this side for the pipes you have.
Yeah. Yeah, people like a bit of lathe work.
This is the one, we're gonna make the bigger one. So we want it 12mm OD. We're gonna make it from here, roughly to there. This is the professional measurement. From here to there, roughly. So all you need is a pipe to go on.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
That's it, there's no pressure, nothing on it, so it's very simple. And it's gonna be roughly that long. So just trim it down like this. Trying to let go. Jesus Christ, look. Well, I said 18.
There you go. Anyone would think you've done it before.
I used it before.
Awesome. How much would you pay for that from a fitting shop? Quite a lot.
Well, the thing is, it would be actually easier to just go and buy one. But
yeah,
it's not really that simple.
No, it's about making what you can. You could wait for a few days to get one, or you can just make one.
Yeah.
And
so usually we use this kind of dodgy machine because it's just easier than simpler.
yeah, we just got to get stuff done. Yeah.
What was that? 10-15 minutes? Are you going one? Oh.
Yeah. Right, here's where we are so far. Thomas has made them, preparing them for welding. Safety last.
Safety first. If you got shit like this, you're definitely gonna be careful with the wiring, right? So this is the best way to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Too much safety is actually not safe.
Yeah.
Because you never care.
When things are that dangerous, you make sure you do good wiring. Yeah. Coils and leads are on, and annoyingly the leads, while they all look the same, there's about an inch difference in length between the two different types, and the shorter ones won't fit the longer reach. There's good and bad of this. Luckily Mercedes kindly printed A and B on the cam covers as well as A and B on the coil packs, so you know which ones go to which. But the lead length, I had to literally sit there and divide them up, from long and short, because otherwise you'd never work it out. And even then, it's not as simple as A is long, B is short. A is long for all of them apart from the end one, and then it's A is short and B is long. So yeah, it's a bit of pissing about, but they're all in. Looks quite smart too. These engines have normally got big plastic, engine covers over them, but I actually think they look pretty cool built. Hey look, and Thomas has built me a catch tank that's far better than the entire rest of the car.
Just a quick job.
Quick job.
From the scrap piece of aluminium and some solid bar. And well, these you add them.
Yeah, they've just cut off, so.
Yeah.
And I didn't even buy them, my mate gave me them. So
how much did it cost it to us?
Exactly, nothing. Wow, pennies.
Maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes on the lathe, bit of electricity, some scrap. This will be going as scrap anyway,
Yeah.
because you see I've tried to turn it and then it slept from the from the lathe, so it was scrap anyway.
Perfect.
There you go, and it fits. Yeah. All you have to do, just drill 2 holes,
Yeah.
zip tie it, so we can recognize it as a race car. And yeah, so this is slightly bigger, so a bit of pressure goes in
Yeah,
there.
perfect.
Lips, so they won't slide off. And then later on, if you want to put the filters here, like here.
Yeah, I'll buy
And the way
a couple
this
filters.
works, that we put that inside wall, which separates this three, so the inlets from the outlets.
Yeah.
Is straight there, going down there, and the last 10 mil is obviously the passage through.
Yeah.
So when this is gonna fill up with the oil, hopefully you can even put it on. That oil is gonna separate the gas from
Yeah.
the actual oil.
Yeah.
So the vapors obviously separates
yeah.
gas and liquid. Best way to do it, and it's pretty bloody huge. So
Yeah.
before this fills up.
So it divides. It's divided down to what, the last 10
yeah,
mil?
to the
or
last 10 mil.
Yeah.
I left 10 mil space on the bottom,
Yeah.
so it's just
Plenty.
breathes through very
Yeah.
easily.
Progress. I'm fairly confident it'll at least try to start today. It might not start. It might just catch fire or something. But I'll turn the key. Guess I better drill a hole to sort Thomas's handiwork.
6.5 hours later.
Right, the time is now about 10:30 at night, and well, it turns over, but does it start? Does it bollocks? But it's a minor thing, I reckon. Let me show you what's going on. Power's up as per usual, nothing wrong there. That's oil scavenge pump. That works. But turns over lovely, not a problem. But there ain't no fuel. I suspected there weren't any fuel, so I watched the gauge and no fuel pressure. So I thought maybe it's because the adjuster knob was set too low, so wound it in, nothing, still no fuel pressure. So I checked it at the rail here, no fuel there. So I thought, what's next? So I checked it at the rail at that end, nothing. So, oh, for fuck's sake. So I thought maybe there's something wrong with this fuel filter. So I took it off at this end, still no fuel. You can smell fuel, it's fumey, but it's not pumping through. It's like, what the fuck? I mean, the fuel pump works, there's no two ways about it, you can hear it buzzing. So I thought maybe I'd put it on backwards, like the wires to the fuel pump. No, they are correct. I tried it the other way just in case, but they are definitely correct. So I thought, well, there's a spare 044 here, so I'm just going to take the one off that's on it, because maybe it's just seized up or something. So it's trying to turn and not pumping. So I thought I'd take that one off it and put the spare, which definitely worked a matter of weeks ago, on it. But then, let me show you something. I'll have to bring you under the car. Right then, here is the 044 setup. I've started obviously taking it all apart, thinking I'm just going to swap it round. But when I removed the line from the fuel tank to the pump, nothing is coming out. And obviously, basically, I think you can guess what's wrong. There ain't no fucking fuel in it, in the tank. I presume there was, because, well, there used to be, and the gauge shows over a quarter of a tank. But the gauge is clearly lying as nothing. Little dribble, look. And that's, you know, at below tank level. Little tiny dribble of fuel. The tank is empty. So, yeah. I don't know why the gauge is telling me fibs. But this 044 probably does work. But it ain't going to work if it ain't got no fuel to pump. Unfortunately, being in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, and this being 10:30 at night, most of the petrol stations are closed. There is one in town I think is open, but it don't sell any decent fuel. And also, this late, I think I'm gonna fucking admit defeat for one night and bollocks to it. So maybe this is a bit of a letdown, but you're gonna have to wait for the next video for it to start. I fucking hope it does. As you can hear, it turns over lovely, but start, you kinda need fuel for that, and it ain't got any. So yeah, so that's it from me. I don't know if you can even see me because of the we're lying under the car. But yeah, this is me under the car, and I give up. I'm going home. But yeah, we're nearly there, I think. I hope it fucking starts after all this. So yeah, see you later.